Today, I'll be going through all 4 drivers that will be competing for the Camp World Truck Series Championship in 2021 in Phoenix, and I will tell you who I think will be your 2021 Camp World Truck Series champion. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. The first driver we're going to talk about is John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek has been the best driver in the Truck Series this year so far. He has scored 5 wins, 12 top 5s, 15 top 10s. He has led 572 laps, which I believe is the most among drivers, maybe besides Kyle Busch, of full-time drivers where he has led the most laps, and he has a 9.9 average finish in the Truck Series. However, the last time John Hunter Nemechek scored a victory in the Truck Series was all the way back at Pocono. His playoffs have been hit or miss so far. He's either been up front contending for victories, or he's been involved in a couple accidents that really have been out of his control, including this past week in Martinsville, where he had some contact with Austin himself and almost actually got eliminated from the Camp World Truck Series Plus, but luckily he had a big enough points gap going into the race where it really did not unfortunately affect him enough because he also earned some points, I believe in the first 2 stages. He got some points in both those stages to where it did not become a major problem. John Hunter Nemechek, like I said, has been the best this year so far throughout the whole 2021 season. He's been extremely consistent. When he announced last year that he was going to be dropped from the Cup Series all the way down to the Truck Series to drive for Kyle Busch Motorsports, I was a little bit skeptical, but when he made the decision to go down to trucks, I was like, he's a good enough driver that I think he could do very well. I expected John Hunter to get a couple wins this year. I did not expect John Hunter to have the best truck all year. He's been one of the biggest surprising stories so far of this year. I think his story has been overshadowed by Kyle Larson's domination in Cup this year, and Ty Gibbs, how good he's been, bursting on the scene. I think, though, that John Hunter's been really fast, and he will be the first driver that will be competing for a Camp World Truck Series championship at Phoenix. The second driver we're going to talk about is Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes has scored 2 wins this year. He has 7 top 5s, 15 top 10s, has 99 laps led, and has a 9.6 average finish. Ben Rhodes started off the gates very strong this year by winning the first 2 races in the NASCAR Truck Series. He won both of them. He won the first race at Daytona, also won the next week at the Daytona Road Course. Ever since then, he has not scored a win, but he's been extremely consistent as he has the best average finish of the 4 drivers that will be competing for a Camp World Truck Series championship. Like I said, Ben Rhodes has not won a race in a while, but I think he's been really consistent over the last weeks, and I think he'll be a guy that you're going to have to keep an eye on at Phoenix. He's been really good in these playoffs. He's contended for wins throughout the playoffs this year. He's also been a little bit inconsistent at points, but look back at Vegas. The ThorSport trucks look really good, and he had a lot of speed and had a lot of chances to go out there and win. Again, he's been, like I said, he's been really consistent, has the best average finish. Ben Rhodes will be the second driver. Again, I would not count out Ben Rhodes of contending for this championship. He's been good at the short tracks this year, and he's really fast at Richmond earlier this year. So keep an eye on Ben Rhodes because I think he'll be a driver that you're going to have to watch for going into this weekend at Phoenix. The third driver that will be competing for a Camp World Truck Series championship is the only driver that has no wins here in the Final 4, Matt Crafton. Matt Crafton has 0 wins this year. He has 5 top 5s, 12 top 10s, has only led 19 laps, and has 11.4 average finish. Matt Crafton, while he's not been up front in many races, he has been extremely consistent, and that is what has helped Matt Crafton have an opportunity to compete for a Camp World Truck Series championship coming up this weekend at Phoenix. He was really fast in the playoffs, got some top 5s in the playoffs this year. Like I said, and remember, in 2019, Matt Crafton did not win a race in 2019, but he was able to win the Camp World Truck Series championship, and Matt Crafton has been very good at a track like Phoenix. Both of the ThorSport trucks, Ben Rhodes and Matt Crafton, they have both been extremely fast in these playoffs. The ThorSport trucks have gotten faster as the year has gone on. I do think the 98 when Grant Enfinger has been in there. He's been better than both these guys, but Matt Crafton has been extremely consistent in these playoffs so far, which has helped him get to the championship 4. So I would keep an eye on Matt Crafton. I think he's definitely going to have a lot of speed. I think that he will have a chance to be your Camp World Truck Series champion. We'll have to wait and see what happens if they can bring enough speed at Phoenix. He's the third driver that will be competing. And I think that Matt Crafton's going to be willing to watch. Again, I think he's gotten faster as the year has gone on. He was very fast in Martinsville, showed a lot of pace there. And I think Matt Crafton will have a ton of speed coming up this weekend at Phoenix. And the final driver that will be competing for an NASCAR Camp World Truck Series championship is going to be Zane Smith. Zane Smith has 1 win this year, and he picked that up after picking up a clutch victory at Martinsville. He had 2 really clutch moments in these playoffs. He was outside of the cutoff line coming into the weekend at Bristol and got enough points in the race to be able to advance to the next round. Then he went on to win Martinsville, picking up his only win. But this year has not been a fast year for Zane Smith. He only has 2 top 5s, but he does have 13 top 10s, which is tied for second most, third most of the 4 drivers. He has 131 laps led and has the worst average finish of the 4 drivers. I think if we're going into this race, I think Zane Smith is going to be clearly underdog. But I do think that this 21 team could be playing something very, very smart, considering that Sheldon Creed is no longer in the Truck Series playoffs anymore. I do think that they're going to be putting a lot of focus on Zane Smith, and a lot of times, usually, the 4 best trucks or the 4 best cars, regardless of what series they're in, the guys that are competing for the championship tend to be the fastest trucks in the track. Sometimes you get your really fast trucks, like we did see last year. We saw Chandler Smith seem really, really fast in that 51. So you're probably going to have some guys that are going to be extremely fast in that race. But like I said, Zane Smith definitely had a down year for his standards. Last year, he did score 2 victories in the Truck Series, but he did, like I said, pick up a very, very clutch victory. And again, they played a pitch strategy right, and they were able to get that win in Martinsville, picking up their first win. And that's something to mention. Zane Smith is also at this moment. It's really unclear right now what is going to happen to Zane Smith's future at the conclusion of this season, because since Zane Smith right now does not have a job, and GMS is expected to downsize the 3-car operation. Now, he may end up returning to GMS and taking that 3rd ride next year, but I'll be honest, I don't think so. I think Chase Purdy is probably going to take that ride next year. So Zane Smith is definitely coming into this weekend. He's going to be looking to win a championship, prove that he can get it done. And Zane Smith definitely, I think if you're going for somebody, if you want to root for the underdog, I think Zane Smith's going to be clearly the underdog because he's been probably the worst of the 4 drivers statistically this year, besides maybe the top 10 category. But again, he's had a couple really strong runs recently. He's led quite a few laps. He's made some good strategy calls. He just had a lot of bad luck hit him. But back in Vegas where he had problems, where he had a tire go down, NASCAR decided not to throw the caution for whatever reason. And then he had issues at Gateway where the engine let go, where like every playoff driver had issues. So Zane Smith's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on, one to watch, and we'll see what happens, Zane Smith. But he's the last one that will be competing for a Camping World Truck Series this upcoming weekend at Phoenix. So those are the championship 4 predictions. Now, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be your 2021 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. I think all 4 of these trucks are going to be the fastest. I think they're going to be the 4 fastest. It seems like every time we have a championship 4 race, the race that decides the champion, usually the 4 fastest trucks or cars tend to be the 4 that end up being in front. All 4 drivers have shined on the short tracks this year. I look at all 4 of the ThorSport trucks especially have shined on the short tracks this year. John Hunter has shined on the short tracks here. I remember earlier this past year at Bristol, he looked like he had one of the fastest trucks in the race. I think he had to bounce back from issues in the race, but he did end up getting up to the front. And then Zane Smith, of course, has been probably the one that I would say is the underdog. So I will tell you who I do not think will win the championship. I do not think Zane Smith's going to win the championship, unfortunately. I just don't think Zane Smith's going to have enough speed. I think he's probably going to be the worst of the 4 trucks this weekend. I don't think Zane Smith's going to cross that finish line first. I think he finishes last of the 4, but I think he has a really good run and gets his 3rd top 5 of the season. Second driver I do not think is going to win the championship, I don't think is going to be Matt Crafton. I don't think Matt Crafton's going to do what he did in 2019. I do not think he's going to get it done this year. I think Matt Crafton will have a lot of speed. I think the ThorSport trucks, like I said, have been really consistent in these playoffs. However, I don't think Matt Crafton is going to win the championship. I just don't see it getting done. Ben Rose is the second to last driver. And Ben Rose and John Hunter, I think, are the 2 clear favorites to win. I think that Ben Rose is not going to win the championship either. And the reason is Ben Rose while I think he has been really, really fast, I do think at points he's also been a little bit too inconsistent. So I don't think that Ben Rose is going to win the championship. That means that my pick to win the 2021 Camp World Truck Series Championship is going to be John Hunter Nemechek. I just think that John Hunter Nemechek has been extremely good throughout this year. And I know that Martinsville did not go well for him, but I think that he's going to take that, how mad he got at Austin Winsoff. I think he's going to take that and build into that motivation and go out there and try to win a Camp World Truck Series Championship. I think he absolutely deserves it. I think he's been the best. I remember back at Richmond earlier this year where he actually did score the victory at Richmond, which is a track, while it's not 100% similar to Phoenix, it's one of the tracks that is very, very close resembling of that, a short track, and we've seen some of the cars that are fast at Richmond go on to be really, really fast at Phoenix. So I do think that KBM is going to put a lot of effort into their trucks, and I think that John Hunter Nemechek is going to be your 2021 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. So, anyway, that is me for my championship 4 for the Truck Series predictions and who I think will win the championship. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notification on, so you're notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support Patreon. Links description below for that. And combo who you think will win the 2021 NASCAR Camp World Truck Series Championship. Do you think that John Hunter Nemechek is going to get it done? Do you think Ben Rose is going to get it done? Do you think Matt Crafton is going to get it done? Or do you think that Zane Smith is going to win the championship? Let me know that in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome NASCAR content on the channel like this. Championship week is going to be very, very busy. We have a lot of content coming out. You'll see Xfinity Series and a Truck Series predictions out on the channel as Xfinity and Cup Series Championship 4 talk as well. You also will see a lot of other couple news videos dropping and picks coming out this week, and then we'll have championship videos for all three. Championship week is just beginning. I can't wait to get it started. We've got a lot to talk about tomorrow as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.